What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. NBA Youngboy dissing dead people. LilDurk responding. The feds watching. We all done seen them videos. I done did a couple of blogs about it, trying to keep you updated on what's going on. I done sat with it for a little while, you know. I had somebody tweet me something that I just thought was dope, and I really want to share it with you. Somebody asked me, Truth, do you really think it's real beef between them? I think this is a tricky question, you know. I probably would have gave you a different answer 2 days ago, you know. That's why I like to let it marinate. A lot of people be running to the internet to try to give you their perspective. I try to chill for a little minute, even though I did give you my perspective. But I think this is real, you know. I do think eventually that this beef is gonna maybe be settled just because of the positions that NBA Youngboy and LilDurk in. You got to understand, even though they from the streets and shit and they both got a reputation, they both got a background, these guys are at a different level. They not really like on no small independent scale. They on like a major level. They're linking themselves. It's a such thing as picking sides, whether you want to believe it or not. Not trying to say the baby picked a side, but I don't think he picked the side, but I think the internet gonna throw him on the side. It's not a coincidence that Durk then dropped the diss record and then he got an album finna drop soon. NBA Youngboy dropping the diss records. He had a mixtape drop. Now he finna drop a mixtape with the baby. I think guys understand that they're not gonna be able to get to each other, you know. So they just gonna monetize off of this shit. You get what I'm saying? And I think it's kind of weird, but in a way I get it. Instead of throwing your life, you know, take it to the music. The music really expressed life, so I get it. I think the diss records is diss records, you know. They're saying personal shit in them things, man. Some of these things you can't come back from. The fans got their hands up rooting for it, instigating it. Some of the fans, not all the fans. Some of the fans do love the drill culture. But I just feel like, you know, with the baby and like NBA Youngboy, and there's other people that's on NBA Youngboy's side that's rocking with him that's kind of major in the game. That just ain't really came to the limelight yet. Then you got LilDurk linking himself with like Drake, because they got a new song finna drop soon. I heard about it. Drake and LilDurk linking himself with Khaled, Diddy, Lil Baby and shit like that. So I think these guys are in a different level. You understand what I'm saying? So I think eventually they gonna do it. One thing that I do want to say is that I think that these guys are so big in the game that eventually somebody's gonna put them on game and tell them, this is a little bit too much. Don't throw y'all careers away, you know. I think eventually these guys are gonna get in the room together and have that conversation. Another thing I want to say that I don't think a lot of people understand is NBA Youngboy and LilDurk were both just thrown in this beef. Both of those guys won there. Both of those guys had nothing to do with that shit that night. Both of those guys were in their own world, their own zone, in a different city, far from that place when that shit happened, but was just thrust in that shit. You know, these guys are warring and about to throw their careers away, fuck everything up for their future, all kind of shit, off some shit that they wasn't even there. Probably don't really know the real full story, to be honest with you. So that's why I say, you know, I think eventually this war could be settled between those two. Maybe not hugs and shit, but you do you and you do you. You know, they friends with people who so big in the business that I believe those guys gonna eventually have a conversation. That's just in my opinion. That's why I want to ask y'all, do you believe in the future this beef gonna get settled, or do you think these guys gonna be outs forever? I'd love to know what you think. It's the homie Truth.